You are watching a Feldenkrais awareness through movement lesson in high speed. The title of the lesson is Lift Heel in Standing while keeping the head in the center. By the way, if you'd like to do the lesson right now, or watch the gist, click the white circled eye icon at the upper right corner. Otherwise, let's watch the lesson. Stand on the legs please. Change the distance between the feet to make yourself very comfortable. Simply lift the left heel from the floor a few times. Feel what happens to the whole body. Try not to bend the knee. We are lifting a heel to see how this movement propagates to the whole body. If you bend the knee, the power of lifting the knee ends right there. It just evaporates. We want to see how the whole body interlocks with the lifting of the heel. By the way, if the lesson is a bit tiring to you, remember you can take a rest anytime you want. You may walk around a bit anytime or lie down on the floor and rest. Pay attention to the pelvis. How does it move as you lift the heel? Pay attention to the lumbar. How does it move as you lift the heel? Pay attention to the head. How does it move as you lift the heel? Where does it go to? Rest and walk around a bit. Come back to the place and do the same with the right heel. Lift the right heel from the floor a few times. Try not to bend the knee. Pay attention to the pelvis. Does the right side of the pelvis go upward? Pay attention to the lumbar. Pay attention to the head. Where does it go to? Rest and walk around a bit. Come back to the place and do the same. But this time, lift the right and left heel alternately. Lift the right heel once and put it down. Then lift the left heel once and put it down. Like this, do it many times. Pay attention to the pelvis. Does the pelvis move differently when you lift the right and left heel? How does the thoracic cage or ribs move? Are there any differences between the right and the left? How does the head move? Are there any differences between the right and the left? Rest and walk around a bit. Come back to the place. Place the left hand on the left sit bone. The sit bone is below the hip and a bit sticking out. Try to locate it and place the left hand there. Place the right hand on top of the head, which is rather back part of the head. Okay. Now lift the left heel and put it down a few times like this. The right hand feels how the lifting the heel propagates to the head. Do you feel the head is lifted when you lift the heel? Where does the head go? Directly above? Or, does it tilt a bit? Now, try to keep the head in the center. You must allow the head to move up and down. But do not let it go to left and right. Keep it in the center. Pay attention to the pelvis now. As the left hand is on the sit bone, you should be able to feel it being lifted along with the heel. Now leave the left hand alone by the side of you. Lift the left heel and put it down. Do you still feel the pelvis being lifted without the hand? Pay attention to the lumbar. The lumbar is not a single bone. It consists of 5 bones or vertebrae. Probably, each vertebra is rather big than your imagination. Do you feel the movements of each lumbar vertebra? Or, do you feel the lumbar moves as one unit? Anyway, to keep the head in the center or middle, the lumbar and the pelvis need to move as you lift the heel. Leave the right hand by your side. Lift the left heel and put it down. Do you still feel the pelvis being lifted without the hand? Now place the left hand on top of the head. What difference does this hand make to your experience? Rest and walk around a bit. Come back to the place. Place the right hand on the right sit bone. Place the left hand on top of the head. Now lift the right heel and put it down a few times like this. Try to keep the head in the center. Keep it in the center. Pay attention to the pelvis now. Now leave the right hand alone by your side. Lift the right heel and put it down. Pay attention to the lumbar. Leave the left hand by your side. Lift the right heel and put it down. Now place the right hand on top of the head. Rest and walk around a bit. Come back to the place. Simply lift heels alternately from the floor a few times. Once the left heel and once the right heel. Pay attention to the head. Does it stay in the center compared with the beginning? Pay attention to the pelvis. Do you feel any difference between right and left? Pay attention to the lumbar. Do you feel any difference between right and left? Rest as is. Now, remember how the head was kept in the center for a while in your imagination. Keeping that imagination, start walking slowly. Walk slowly and try to remember the feeling of the head. Feeling of the pelvis. Feeling of the lumbar. Now, walk as usual and forget all these things you learned and push them back to the unconsciousness. Walk as usual. This concludes the lesson. Thank you.